understanding what it would be like about right here today, right in front of the entrance, believe it or not, to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train that you see in front of you. So let me just kind of walk you around the site real quick. As you can see here, this is the castle wall. Very important for storytelling. This really defines or divides the two spaces. The castle courtyard, which is very regal and it's festive and in that tournament tent kind of feel, that sort of Renaissance fair feel. But as you step through the wall, there's a dramatic change in just the finish and the texture and the color palette and the storytelling that you'll find within the forest. It wants to be a little older. It's, even the castle wall will be carved two different ways. One side is very pristine and kept up. The back side a little more rugged. It's taken the weather and it's taken the age of the castle shows. But this castle wall will look just like it was built day one with Cinderella's castle, like it's always been here. You can see the spires starting to take form here and the main entrance in. From this direction going into the courtyard, it will frame the carousel. But coming out this direction into the forest, it really frames the Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster. So we come through here, you have the Mayan Coaster, which will be the centerpiece of the expansion when we're finished. You can see the Seven Dwarfs Cottage here. This is, of course, is a terrain following coaster. You don't see big steel sticking up out of the ground. Although right now today you can see the brown steel, which is our ride steel, and the gray steel, which is our facility steel. So that will give you a good idea of how high the mountain will be when we're finished. It'll be a little taller than this. Everyone asks, will you be able to see Prince Eric's castle when we're done? No, and that's intentional. Just like Disneyland, one of the things I love about Disneyland is that those reveals you get as you turn a corner in that park, the sight lines open up another destination that pulls you to it. We're trying to get a lot of that DNA into this park, where as I come through the castle wall, I find myself going up the main path here, which is the bridge you see in front of you, and the castle was revealed to me. So this is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster in the foreground. In the back, you can see our second major attraction. This is Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. We're almost finished with the castle back there. You'll see the scaffolding start to come down the next few weeks. But a lot of beautiful detail work here that's done. That is the entrance to the attraction. You'll go down into the grottos, board the vehicles, and go on that great journey under the sea that celebrates all the songs from the film with our cast of characters. Off to the left here, you can see the little village. You can see Gaston's Tavern, and then to the right, Bonjour Gifts. Gaston's Tavern does not serve alcohol. Always get asked that question. But it is a snack facility where you can go in, get out of that hot Florida sun, have a great ice cold beverage, sit down, and it's themed tons of antlers. I always say the team found things made with antlers that I never even knew existed. We couldn't even use all of them. So it's going to have that great spirit. Gaston's spirit will be well represented there. There's a great portrait of him up on the wall, all with antlers around it and a fireplace below. It'll be a lot of fun. The little Bonjour gift shop is, of course, a little bit of a version of the bookshop from the beginning of the film, from Beauty and the Beast. And then not out there yet, but you can see in the illustration, there's a great statue of Gaston that will be coming out front. It was built by Gaston, given to the village in honor of Gaston. It's kind of conceited, it's very much in Gaston's nature. The bridge here, this bridge you can see there is starting to take shape that leads us to the Beast Castle here in the mountains, is starting to form. Guests will be able to cross this bridge and enter into Be Our Guest. This is our main restaurant or dining experience as part of the expansion. 3 rooms in here that you'll get to dine in. One is the main ballroom. You'll also get to dine in the West Wing, which was sort of the forbidden room where the rose is. Rose will be found. There's a great special effect of the rose in there. And then finally, there's a gallery space that you'll be able to dine in as well. This is the Beast Castle. It is not Belle's Castle. It is a little foreboding when you cross that bridge. It's a little foreboding when you enter. You can see the rock work. We even carved the rock work that's sharp and angular, almost like if you touched it, it would cut you. It was intentional because it's supposed to be the castle as it was enchanted, not after Belle arrived. So, and there is sort of, believe it or not, a little bit of a transformation moment that will happen as you walk through that space. And then finally here on our left, this is Maurice's cottage and Belle's cottage. Guests will get to travel through the little woods, enter in, and this is the entrance to our Storybook Adventure. This is a brand new way for our guests to get to interact with our characters. We really wanted to take what is a traditional meet and greet and take that to a brand new level. So it's more experiential, it's more immersive, it's more personalized. There's some great magic moments that will happen in here before you even get to meet Belle. So this is what I call one of our Storybook Adventures. It is going to be a fantastic, fantastic show when we're done.
Is this going to be a slow reveal, or is it going to all be open at the same time?
We're actually still working out through the timing in regards to the phasing coming in.
All right.
We haven't announced anything.
Okay.
To clarify, the restaurant's going to be in the castle. The castle is going to be.
Yes, you dine inside the castle, in the ballroom, the west wing, and a gallery space. I wish we could, if we were able to go inside, the detail is spectacular. It's everything you would expect if you walked into that restaurant in the film. From the ballroom is just exquisite. So we're really excited to get guests in that space. I think it will be definitely a destination, I think, within the park when we're done. It's beautifully detailed inside.
Can you talk a little bit about this this waterway that's sort of passing under the bridge?
Yeah, I didn't mention it, but if you look at that, there's a V that's in the mountain up there. One of the things that we really tried, one of the great things about this expansion is, I think, the overs and unders is what I call it. There's bridges with water that goes underneath us, and there's grade changes. There's a waterfall that comes out of the top of the mountain that falls probably 30 feet down and into a basin. That water finds its way underneath both of these bridges and comes around and connects into the Mayan Coaster site. There are 5 waterfalls that come off the face of Little Mermaid. So you're seeing it right now with no vegetation and no water yet. This facade will soften dramatically when we bring all the effects online. So water, it's very cooling, especially in Florida. That's important. It was one of the things that was high on our priority list as we designed the expansion. Guest comfort. We kept coming back to guest comfort. We want guests to be able to come here, sit down underneath a tree, and just people watch. It's one of the great things about Disneyland. It's if you didn't ride anything, it's a pleasant place to be in. It's a park-like setting. That was one of the spirit of that is what we tried to capture with the expansion.
You call it Fantasyland Forest, so where is the majority of the foliage that we're going to see? You
can see in the illustration here,
right.
There'll be big trees, a lot of aged trees. I think, if you go back down to the circus and you look at some of the planting that's begun down there, that'll give you a sense of the lushness, I think, when we're done, that this space will have. A lot of big old character trees with, trees that have a story to them. That landscape is so important to really, I think, tell the story about where we're traveling to in a time and place. That same amount of detail will happen in here. Even throughout the year, the trees that we've picked and the planting will transform the spaces. Will bloom at a certain time of year, bloom with certain colors. There's some beautiful pink trees that'll be coming in the spring in front of Belle that we're really, really excited about. So as you can see in the illustration, lots and lots of vegetation.